If you want robots to be truly intelligent, they actually have to learn among us. They have to live among people and learn from this.
A robotics company, 1X, has just stepped up the game with their humanoid robot Neo, but with a unique twist. They didn't just talk about training Neo in real homes. They actually did it. For 48 hours, Neo lived alongside humans, observing and learning from household routines in a real-life environment. So, what did Neo learn from this immersive training? And how close are we to having a truly helpful human-like assistant at home? Let's dive in.
For Neo to learn everything he needs to learn, he needs to be in the home. We want to make sure that we can serve some actually useful use cases. So if Neo can't do your coffee or make your bed, it's not going to be useful in the home.
First off, Neo is a bipedal humanoid robot designed by 1X, created specifically for the home. With its faceless, jumpsuit-clad look, Neo was built to blend into everyday life. After securing over $100 million in funding from big names like Openai and EQT Ventures, 1X is pushing forward with their vision, creating a robot that's not only smart, but above all, safe. Neo is designed to be around people, in actual homes, doing things we all could use a hand with, like cooking, doing the laundry, or even making a cup of coffee while you focus on something else. To start Neo's training, its first task was actually making a cup of coffee. In real time, we get to see Neo's ability to understand human interaction and follow commands. It's not just understanding, it's also about its firm, controlled grip, which is essential for any robot navigating a home setting. Like when Neo was asked to open the refrigerator and hand over a pepper and mushroom, it pulled it off smoothly.
Neo, can you get me the peppers and mushrooms? Thank you, sir.
But think about it. Understanding a command is one thing, but really smart robots go a step further. They anticipate things, like closing the fridge without being reminded. After Neo handed over the items, it did just that, showing how intuitive it's becoming and giving us a glimpse of what a future with Neo could look like.
Neo, I'm curious, how should I cook these bell peppers?
Sauté them with a bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, done in minutes.
Now let's focus on Neo's kitchen skills. Handling kitchen items is no small feat, but Neo shows off an impressive grip here as it carefully holds and hands over an egg, without breaking it.
Can you hand me an egg? Sir. Good sous chef.
You're welcome.
And then it even goes a step further, proving the eggs aren't hard-boiled.
Neo, can you prove that those eggs aren't hard-boiled?
Imagine wanting to try a new recipe, but you're not sure how. Robots like Neo could soon help guide you in the kitchen, suggesting recipes and assisting with the details. But Neo's skills don't end there. Sometimes you're just bored at home, right? How cool would it be if a robot could lighten your mood with a joke? That's right, Neo can do that too.
Neo, can you tell me a joke?
Why did the Scarecrow become a successful motivational speaker?
I'm not sure.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay, yeah, that was a little predictable.
Okay, maybe Neo's joke wasn't the best you've ever heard, but its ability to understand and respond is powered by GPT-4o. And in the future, the company says Neo will use its own custom model for even more natural interactions. But here's something that might surprise you. Neo isn't fully autonomous, as you might expect from a high-tech home robot.
From day one, it sounds like it's not right to expect that Neo will just fully autonomously work for people the moment they get it for the end of time. It sounds like there's still some learning and training to do.
To bridge the gap in automation, 1X has opted for a unique approach. While Neo handles various tasks around the home, a human operator stands by, remotely guiding Neo when needed. This doesn't limit Neo's ability to perform everyday chores, but rather enhances it, as the robot can rely on human oversight when needed. Over time, as Neo's AI becomes more sophisticated, it'll handle parts of these tasks on its own, gradually moving toward more autonomy. So, what are your thoughts? How would you feel about a robot in your home that still has some level of human oversight? Now let's get into one of the most critical aspects of Neo's design: interaction. Interaction is an essential part of our everyday lives, especially at home. While it might seem casual to us, no robot would be truly fit for home life without understanding basic human cues. Neo's creators have designed it with this in mind, making sure it can pick up on body language. Imagine this: you're carrying a pile of books, and one slips to the ground. Instinctively, any person nearby would notice and probably bend down to pick it up for you. 1X wants Neo to operate in the same way. Everyday life is filled with these little moments, like offering a handshake without a word, and Neo responding naturally or coming in for a warm embrace when you open your arms.
One aspect of body language is just understanding what people want. So if I go like this, Neo should just understand it. I wanted to take the wallet. And if I go like this, it should give it back to me, right? So everyday life is full of all kinds of these human interactions. And by having it in the home, you can get robots to actually understand what people want.
So, if you're already feeling a connection to Neo and thinking about getting one, here's what you can expect. On its first day in your home, Neo will get a guided tour, helping it understand your living spaces, like where the dishes are, where you keep snacks, and even how your kitchen is organized. From there, Neo will learn to navigate your home autonomously. Each chore and task it observes becomes another building block for Neo's AI to predict what it needs to do in future scenarios, like grabbing a drink or getting an item from a drawer. Over time, you'll see Neo becoming more independent in the home, with less need for remote guidance. And here's the kicker: 1X expects this transition to happen as early as 2025. Of course, when it comes to robots in our homes, safety is non-negotiable. Nobody wants to accidentally bump into a robot and risk injury or have it mishandle something fragile. Neo's design prioritizes safety in every aspect, from its physical build to its movement. Engineers at 1X crafted Neo with soft foam that mimics human muscle, giving it a more human-like feel. Neo can walk, jog, climb, and adapt to its surroundings, all while constantly using new data to improve. But here's the extra layer. If something unexpected happens, Neo's vision and control systems allow for immediate human intervention. Aside from looking more human, Neo's foam musculature and its lighter build compared to other robots are intentional choices, reducing any impact should a collision occur. It's almost inevitable that at some point Neo might bump into something or even someone, so this design minimizes any potential harm. Neo will also learn where your home's no-go zones are, like stair edges or areas with fragile items, helping it safely navigate even the trickiest spots. But here's a question. The ability for someone to remotely control Neo raises an interesting issue. How secure is that connection? Could a robot like Neo potentially be compromised and used to spy or perform other unwanted tasks without a trace? And speaking of safety, privacy is crucial. Just as we expect respect for our personal space with other people, we also want to be in control of what Neo sees. With Neo, you'll have full authority over its vision, including the ability to blur specific items or areas from its view entirely, keeping your personal space safe. Safety doesn't stop there. There's the matter of AI safety itself. It wouldn't be smart or safe to give Neo access to potentially harmful tasks or leave the door open for cyber attacks. 1X has highlighted that ensuring Neo's safety from both external attacks and internal errors is a top priority. So, here's a thought-provoking question for you. What other safety measures would you want a robot like Neo to have? And are there any risks you think 1X should address before bringing Neo fully into our homes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. So, what exactly are 1X's plans for getting Neo into homes in the near future?
2025 is going to be all about going to the home. And 2026 is then going to be all about scaling that. Thousands in 2025, tens of thousands in 2026, hundreds of thousands in 2027, and then millions in 2028.
According to 1X's CEO, Bernd Oyvind Bornish, they're aiming to start delivering Neo to homes in 2025, with plans to increase distribution significantly by 2026. And by 2028, 1X projects that Neo could reach production numbers in the millions. But let's think about this. How realistic is this plan? Is Neo advanced enough for home life to justify such ambitious production numbers? Drop your thoughts below and let's get the conversation going. Would you love to have Neo in your home? Let us know in the comments, along with the reasons behind your answer. Oh, and if you haven't seen our recent video, where we dive deep into everything 1X's CEO shared about Neo, make sure to check it out. We break down all the details on this exciting development.